the Vancouver College Basketball Seniors Day 2021. My name is Mur Margetti, and I am the varsity head coach here at Vancouver College. This season has definitely been one for the books. We haven't had the opportunity to play in any games, travel to any tournaments, or even scrimmage in practice. But what has been created in this gym is a brotherhood of diverse young men willing to put in the work to better themselves. We have seen growth in every single player on this team, and as coaches, we're extremely proud. Today is dedicated to honoring our 7 varsity seniors. 7 grade 12s who chose to stick with the season, not knowing if we would get a chance to showcase our hard work in a game, yet they showed up every day with focus, hard work, and a good attitude. In a few moments, I will introduce one senior at a time. He will take a few moments to share some words with the team and the community, and then after the players complete their speeches, we will then deliver the customary flowers to the parents and the Seniors Day gift. First up, I call up Ben Demui. This is Ben's second season with the VC basketball program. Some things his teammates have said. Ben has a lot of charisma and elevates the team's energy level. He knows when to have fun and when to work. Also, Ben always comes to practice with a good attitude. Come on up, Ben.
I'd like to start off by thanking everybody in my life who has helped lead me so that I can be standing here speaking today. Firstly, I would like to thank my parents for always supporting me and being by my side. Even when I was constantly changing sports and interests, they were always ready to cheer me on for whatever I was doing at the time. Of course, I would like to thank my coaches for giving me a chance to play on the team and always pushing me to reach the best of my abilities. Finally, I want to thank my teammates, and in particular, I want to thank my boy Logan, because if it wasn't for him always being in my ear about trying out, I wouldn't be here speaking today. My basketball experience at VC has been a weird one. It started like everybody's does on the first day of grade 8 tryouts, competing with 70 other hopeful kids for a spot on the team. I spent those 3 tryouts wondering who was going to get cut and who was going to make it. I actually thought Jacob was going to get cut, which was probably one of the dumber predictions I've ever made. But as the season went on, I started to develop friendships and bonds with the guys on the team, which really helped to shape a great grade 8 year. Unfortunately, that was the end of my basketball career at VC, at least for a while, as I got cut from both the grade 9 and 10 teams. It was a weird feeling going from practicing every day in grade 8 for football and basketball to doing nothing in grade 9. But I believe that I would not be the person I am today without going through a bit of defeat in my life. Having to practice on my own and try new things is something very different than what I was used to. I knew that I had to fill the empty space in my life with something, which is why I decided to join the ski and snowboard and the cross-country team. Although I had fun doing both these sports, it didn't compare to what I felt playing basketball. I knew that I had to find a way to play ball again, so I went down to Kits all summer to go play. And don't get me wrong, playing at Kits is what I still look forward to every summer, but it's not real basketball. Nobody actually knows how to play down there. It's just filled with 6'4" bodybuilders who push themselves into the paint just to airball a layup. It wasn't until one art class at the start of the school year when I heard Logan and Jaden talking about going to shoot around after school. I thought that sounded fun, so I decided to come one day and say that I was trying out for the team, but I was still unsure. I just kept coming to practice every day until all of a sudden it was time for tryouts. I remember during tryouts I was lining up getting ready to run the first 6 of the day. I was reminded of the days where I used to be the last one to finish the lines each time, and I started getting anxious that it will happen again. But right as we started running, I smoked Logan off the line and easily stayed ahead of him the whole time. It was a weird feeling running lines and actually being ahead of people. It was amazing to see how far I had come and grown so I could hold my own with the rest of the team. But to be honest, my progression in basketball is not what I care about taking with me for the rest of my life. I mean, of course, going down to Kits after having spent 4 months refining my skills will make me look good in front of the pickup players. But it's the lessons I learned along the way that will stick with me far past my Kits ball sessions. Dealing with defeat, rejoicing after succeeding, performing under pressure, trying new things, understanding the importance of intrinsic motivation are all the things that will stick with me for life. And I would have none of them if it wasn't for my basketball experience at VC. Thank you.
Thank you.
So on behalf of the VC basketball program, we just want to thank you for all the time you've given to the program and to the team, and here is a token for you to have forever in memory. You're so welcome. Enjoy.
Oh, that's great.
Next up we call Dardano, Nathaniel Dardano. This is Dardano's 4th season with the Irish basketball program. Some things his teammates have said. Nathaniel has always given his best and tries to apply himself even when he is tired. He is the definition of grit. Dardano's a good guy. He always shows good hustle in drills and has a lot of competitive spirit. Come on up here.
What a way to end. One day at the beginning of grade 8, I remember first seeing Miss Cruz standing on top of a cafeteria table yelling at people to sign up for basketball tryouts. It was at that moment that I knew my basketball career was going to get a whole lot weirder. I got a number written on my leg in Sharpie and entered a gym having absolutely no idea what I was getting myself into. I didn't know anyone, nor did anyone know me. Little did I know that the choice I had made almost 5 years ago would help shape me into the man I am today. I was embraced by the coaches with open arms and soon found myself a member of a community of people who would push me to be my best. So the journey began. In grade 8 we came 6th, in grade 9 we came 2nd, and in grade 10 we came 3rd. For 3 years I wore the Irish uniform. We got close, but not close enough. Looking back, I can say that not winning has taught me more about myself than anything else on the court. Taking the bus home at 7 o'clock at night during the winter after practice every day helped a lot too. Pushing myself to be my best, all while maintaining a respectable academic standing was, in my eyes, all I needed in order to be successful. Basketball provided me with that struggle. I'm not going to list the names of every coach who has been there along the way, but I will say that if it weren't for all of them, I wouldn't have had the courage to lace up and put the uniform back on to give it one more shot. Of course, I have my family to thank as well. If every minute of their support for me was converted into dollars, I would not be at Vancouver College. I can't even list off all the things they have done for me in order for me to enjoy basketball because there is not enough ink in the world to print it out onto paper. With all this being said, I would like to thank all my teammates, the ones that have come and the ones that have gone, and the ones that have stayed. Thank you for allowing me to pass the ball around with a smile on my face. Thank you for being true to me and true to yourselves. And most importantly, thank you for making the past 5 years something to truly remember.
Hello.
I love you guys. Oh, we love you too, Nathaniel. Thank you, coaches.
Thank you.
Hi, Nathaniel. So on behalf of the VC Basketball Program, we just want to present you with this token of appreciation and memorabilia for all of the years that you've given to the basketball program, and we're so glad you came back this year
We are.
for the varsity team. Thank you.
Thank you.
We love you guys.
All right, next up we'll be calling up Zeikin San Felipe. This is Zyken's 4th season with Irish basketball program. Some of his teammates have said, Zyken is a great player who has shown kindness to me off the court and hard work on the court. Zyken has smooth handles and is great at rebounding. Come on up.
Being a part of the basketball program here at Vancouver College will always have a special place in my heart. I'll cherish the moments created in this incredible environment as I prepare and move forward for the future. Coming to the program in grade 8, I didn't know what to expect. I was nervous and afraid, but as I made the team that year, I felt a little bit more relieved. It was as if it was a new start to a new beginning in my life, like a new chapter had opened up. And looking back at it all, I was happy I was joined and got to play basketball, especially with this school and group of people. I would first like to thank my parents. Every game, every practice, and every workout I've ever taken part in, they were the ones driving me to and from places. The amount of hours spent in the car and that gas wasted to just play basketball is crazy to me. The support they gave me is unmatched, as they are my biggest fans, and the amount of work they put in just for me to participate is something I'll forever be grateful for. I as well want to appreciate all the effort my brother has put into me. Being my teacher, my companion, and my role model, he has taught me everything I know about the sport. But more importantly, he held me accountable for my actions and helped me flourish and grow into the person I am today. I would not know where I would be without him. To the coaches, as I was absent last year, you also gave me another opportunity to play on your team and to accept me as a basketball player, again, without hesitation, and that is something I'll never forget. Despite the COVID-impacted season, the fact that you're still allowing us to practice together signifies the immense dedication you have to us and the love for the game. And all in all, I appreciate each and every one of you for aiding in my development as a player and as a person, as I say thank you. For my teammates in grade 11, I want to say thanks as they competed with us and pushed me to be better each practice. And hopefully they'll actually have something to look forward to next year, as they'll be the face and leaders of VC basketball in the next season. Lastly, I want to shout out my guys in grade 12, who I played with them from the very beginning. And without them, none of the experiences and memories made on and off the court would not have happened. In my VC career, every day is a highlight when I practice and play in games with them. They're the ones who pushed me out of my comfort zone and play hard each time I stepped onto the court. And through our upsets and lowlights, during every season, we stuck together and came back stronger until the very end. And even if we never won a championship together, as we came close every single time, I could not have asked for a better team. Basketball culture and the brotherhood created in this very gym will be remembered forever and always. Thank you.
How are you?
Good, how are you?
Good, thanks.
The VC basketball program, we just want to thank you for all the time that you've put into the team and all your years of playing. Here's a little something for you to remember your time at VC.
Thank you.
You're so welcome.
All right, next up we have Logan Frost. This is Logan's 4th season with the Irish basketball program. Some things his teammates have said. Logan is always very vocal in drills, which is positive, and he brings a great balance of when to be goofy and when to be serious. He overall brings a good vibe to every practice. And Logan is a super funny guy and a great shooter. His communication skills are great, and that's why it's nice playing with him. He's also a really nice guy off the court. Come on up, Logan.
When I got to Vancouver College in grade 8, I wasn't even sure if I wanted to play basketball. But after some convincing from some guys on the football team, I decided to go for it and try out. I came from an elementary school where basketball was not really our thing. As a grade 7 class, we lost every game for every sport that year. We would struggle to put together a team most years, so when I saw how many people showed up for grade 8 tryouts, I was amazed. I struggled my way through tryouts because I didn't really know anything about basketball, but ended up making the team. I remember our first game, we won by 15, and I thought it was amazing because my team had never scored 15 points before. The season really showed me what it took to be part of a successful team and program. I got to form friendships with guys on the team who are some of my best friends today. I'm thankful for the opportunity given to me by my coaches in grade 8 and for what they've taught me about basketball, along with what it takes to be successful. Grade 9 brought new challenges and pushed me to get better and really enjoy the game of basketball. As a team, we had a good run, but our season ended in disappointment, fueling us to come back even stronger in grade 10. After playing with the same guys for 2 years, I feel we really became closer as a team and had a lot of fun with each other, making every morning practice manageable. Our season almost ended early that year during the playoffs for provincials, but thanks to my clutch gene and a last-second game tying fadeaway 3 in the corner, we went to overtime and ended up winning the game. Our provincial run didn't go as we had hoped, but the season had been a fun ride and brought us even closer together as a group. After the grade 10 season, I decided to announce my retirement. Unfortunately, no jersey retirement followed, but they must have been known I'd have changed of heart and come back and play. Even though I enjoyed my retirement, I missed the challenge that comes with playing at VC. Not playing a real basketball game for a year got to me, and I missed it. With the subtle hints given to me by my teacher in every gym class about how great basketball is and how I should come back, I started to think about coming out of retirement. When some of the boys heard I was thinking about making a comeback, they encouraged it, so I decided to officially come out of retirement and start playing basketball again. I really missed the challenge and competitiveness that playing basketball at VC provided me with, and I'm glad to have it back. Even though this season has not been what I thought it would when I decided to come back, I am grateful for the coaches who have still chosen to show up and work with us, helping us get better. Being able to get in the gym during these times has meant more than just getting better, but a way for me to distance myself from what's happening and focus on something else. I really appreciate the coaches putting in the time and effort without knowing what the future holds. I'm grateful for my parents who've given up their weekends to drive me to tournaments in a place that we've never heard of. I know that even when my dad was busy, he would work in the car just so he could be at a tournament or game, knowing how much it meant to me. Finally, thank you to all the coaches who've been part of my VC basketball journey, from teaching me the basics on how to play to playing in my senior year. I have been through so much with this group of seniors, all the provincials, late night games, and wins we have had. It's been a journey, and I'm thankful for everyone who's been a part of it.
So, on behalf of the VC basketball program, we just want to thank you for all the time that you've put in, and we're so glad you came back in your varsity year.
Yeah, we are.
It would have been the same without you. And this is just something that you will always remember us by.
Thank you.
You're very welcome. We love you guys.
All right, next up we have Parsa Heydarzadeh. This is Parsa's 5th season with the Irish basketball program. Some things his teammates have said. Parsa always brings up the tempo in practice and encourages his teammates. Parsa is an elite level defender and has great mental toughness. Come on up, Parsa.
Hello, coaches, teammates, and parents. Thank you for taking time out of your day to hear our top-tier speeches. A quick 5 years have passed since the first senior day presentation I watched here at Vancouver College, and it's crazy to think our time has come to say our thank yous. Though we're not ending our final year how we wanted to, it's important to take a moment to reflect on our journey and thank the people who supported us. Starting with grade 8, thank you to Coach Cruz, Coach Luch, and Coach Powers. The fundamentals of what VC basketball is built on were introduced to us, and the coach's dislike from attitude was quickly noted. Our eyes were also open to Zeikin's questionable shooting form. That didn't really matter as the rest of the team couldn't shoot anyways. Next is grade 9, a favorite year for many, partly due to the young and hungry coaching staff that guided us. Thank you to Coach Shams, Coach Scott, Coach Jordan, and Coach Zach for instilling in us the winning mentality we needed. Though we came up short in the provincial finals, we played every game hard and ran the most pyramids out of any team in the league. Shams' blunt speeches at halftime and outbursts of rage taught us grit and toughness, and the Lumtongues and Coach Zach showed us the importance of being calm and collected. Then came our JV year. I guess Trixie really likes her year, and she ended up being our coach again, but this time alongside former VC member, Coach LaShawn. Thank you to Trixie for dealing with my attitude for a second year and teaching me how to play with emotions in the right way. And thank you to Coach LaShawn for always pushing me and showing me love whenever Trixie would bench me. We don't gotta talk about how the season ended, but Logan and Zyken really have to work on how they switch through screens. I think we all learned that communication is really important in basketball. Grade 11, a fun but humbling experience for me. Thank you to Coach Scrub for creating a real sense of family within the team and the ability to trust and hold every teammate accountable. Though they were the hardest practices I've ever been in, they were also the most exciting. Scrub allowed us to really compete and even play with a little too much passion sometimes, but it helped our team come together. Thank you to Coach Beers for nailing in the details of basketball into me, and to Mrs. Scrub for training our mental aspect of the game. Thank you to Coach Murr for sharing her knowledge of the game with me, and to Charles for keeping my body right. Thank you to Coach Alex for reminding me the importance of detail and respect, and to Coach Wong for being the good cop whenever I was getting yelled at. Also, a big thank you to Nina Greaves for leading us through yoga every week, making sure we were healthy to start the new week of training and games. And thank you to the seniors last year for pushing me every day and making me better. A big shout out and thank you to all my teammates and the teammates I've played with up until now. We're all here because we love the game of basketball, and we didn't have our senior year that we've all been dreaming about since grade 8. But I'm happy it ended with the boys. It's been a tough year with everything shutting down, but we're making the most of it, and that's what really matters. And at least we can say we played with a D1 player. Last but not least, thank you to my family. Thank you to my mom for coming to every game and being the loudest one in the gym, and taking time to drive me to practices, games, and tournaments. My biggest inspiration, not only in the game, but in life. As my speech is finally over, I want to thank Vancouver College as a whole for giving me the opportunity to play the sport I love and teaching me more than I can ever imagine. It's been a ride filled with sweat and tears, and I couldn't be the person I am today without everyone here at VC. I'll always bleed purple and can't wait to see what the future holds for the program. Thank you and keep fighting.
Thank you so much.
So, on behalf of the VC Basketball program, we just want to present you with this frame and photo for your memory and all the time that you've given to the basketball program and all the good times that you've shared with your team.
Thank you so much.
You're so welcome.
Thank you.
Next up, we have Jackson Finley. This is Jackson's 6th season with the Irish basketball program. Some things his teammates have said. Jackson is someone who never leaves a drill or a game without giving it his all. He is an amazing teammate, always bringing the others up and encouraging them, and he is one of the best role models of hard work on the team. And Jackson is an excellent communicator and leader. He always steps up to lead drills and is always supporting his teammates. Come on up.
Hello everyone, thank you for coming and celebrating Seniors Day with all of us. This year has been difficult not being able to play any games, but it's also allowed me to see how fortunate I am to have the opportunity to go through multiple sports programs at VC. It all started in grade 7, when I transferred to VC along with my brother, and I had no idea what to expect. The first team I was able to join was the basketball team, led by Coach Plana. The amount of work I had to put in shocked me. On top of regular practices, there were morning practices and cardio sessions. The level of commitment was beyond anything I had ever seen. But I loved it. I knew I found my place when Coach Plana put in a play called Chaos, which involved me running around trying to find the ball on defense, which perfectly summed up my playing style. My introduction to basketball could not have been better. The next year was pretty intimidating, being that so many new people came to VC, and I was not too confident with my basketball skills. But it was the year that I greatly improved as well. Coach Cruz was a massive part of this, and still is to this day, along with Coach Powers, Luciani, and Reagan. We ended up making provincials, and the highlight of that was beating McMath thanks to Parsa's clutch 3. But we were cut short of the finals and placed 6th. Grade 9 was different than grade 8, as there was a lot more running, but also the competitive level was elevated by Coach Chams. When he wasn't receiving his second technical foul, he was pushing us to become the winning team he knew we could be. Both the Coach Lumtongs also reinforced his attitude, and we ended up making provincials and nearly winning it all, but losing by 3 in the finals. One of my favorite memories this year was the Emerald Tournament. It was just so insanely fun. At the end of the season, we're all pretty devastated, but it brought the team closer together and rolled us into our next year. Grade 10, back with Coach Cruz, was one of the most fun years I'd ever played. We traveled to a bunch of tournaments, one of which was Victoria, right before Christmas, and being with the boys, snacking in our hotel rooms and playing basketball was amazing. We also won a bunch of other tournaments, including the Sea to Sky Championship, and eventually made it to provincials at the LEC. I also recall the Saints series at VC, beating Saints, and then moving up to the stands to watch the varsity team win on a last-second free throw. This was our year to win, and we came so close as well, barely losing to McMath in the semis and then crushing St. Pat's in the 3rd place game. The McMath loss may have been the toughest loss of my VC career, as I knew that we had the ability to beat Burnaby South in the finals. Finally, my first year in varsity was a pretty smooth transition, as I was close with many of the guys from football. And there were also 5 grade 11s, 6 if you include Cole, that were in the same boat as myself and wanted to earn some playing time. Coach Scrub and Beers pushed us every day at practice, and there were times that the drill finished and I was standing on the baseline thinking, dang, there's no way I can run this 6 and not just die. But in the end, I always found myself gasping for air against the wall after the run. Also, I would like to thank Charles for keeping us all healthy. This year was one of the most games I'd ever played in a season. The week after we won football provincials, we headed to Calgary. After that tournament, we had 2 more back-to-back tournaments. There was never a dull moment. All the traveling was strenuous, but fun. And in the end, we placed 3rd in provincials, which was not bad considering that half our team was injured throughout most of the year. This year, I was certain that we would win provincials, especially with the talent and the coaches surrounding us. But the one thing I did not consider was that there would be no season at all. This still has not stopped me from meeting so many new teammates and forming bonds, as well as the new coaches. Finally, I cannot forget about the Oregon camps, which I think were the most fun I'd ever had traveling with the sports team. The food was actually not bad too. I'd like to give a big thank you to Miss Greaves for donating her time to keeping us somewhat flexible. I'd like to thank my mom and dad for driving me to hundreds of practices and games, although not anymore because I can drive myself, and the constant support they have shown to me throughout my VC career. I'd like to thank the other parents who have done so much for the team, whether that be organizing the Emerald, or driving us out to games, or just cheering us on. It's made my experience super special. My 6 years of basketball at VC has been unforgettable, and I'm so grateful to have had the chance to experience it. Thank you.
Hi guys. Hello.
Hi. How's it going? Good. Good.
Go.
So on behalf of the basketball program, Jackson, we're so proud of all that you've accomplished, and we wanted to share a little bit of a memorabilia token for you to have forever.
Thank you.
You're so welcome.
All right, last but not least, we're going to be calling up Jacob Holt. This is Jacob's 5th season with the Irish basketball program. Some things his teammates have said. Whenever Jacob is in the gym, it is a different environment. He strives to make you and the team better. Jacob is a great player on both sides of the court. He's an excellent rim protector, a great scorer on offense, and a very strong rebounder. Come on up, Jacob.
Good afternoon. I'd like to thank my fellow teammates and coaches for being here, as well as anyone who might be watching through their screen. Today, I will showcase how VC basketball has impacted my life. When I first began the basketball program in grade 8, I was very nervous and intimidated. The transition to a massive all-boys school was definitely a big change for me. Knowing the prestigious history of VC basketball, I knew they demanded nothing short of excellence. However, it was easy to become accustomed to the atmosphere of the basketball program, as my teammates and I made every practice special with something new to learn. As the years went on, I had experienced major growth in my personal confidence, and I'd created a bond with my teammates. I was able to really understand the meaning of brotherhood and got to see each of us grow into the people we are today. I've learned countless lessons from my time in the basketball program. Firstly, I want to thank Coach Cruz for teaching me in grade 8 how important an enthusiastic bench was to the game, because at the time, that seemed to be my role. But more than made up for it by never taking me off the floor in JV. She had taught me the foundation of VC basketball and what it takes to survive the program. To Coach Shams, for showing me what it means to be a competitor and teaching us how no team could compete with us if we play our hardest. At the varsity level, I want to thank Coach Alex for putting in the time to train me and help me understand how the small details make good players great. To Coach Wong for helping me strengthen my skills while keeping it enjoyable and reminding me the reasons why I fell in love with this game. I also want to thank Coach Beers for teaching me the proper way to play and effectively use my strengths on the court. During my time at VC, I was lucky enough to experience a season with 2 extremely knowledgeable head coaches. First, I want to thank Coach Scrub, who has shown me what it means to be a VC basketball player and pushed me to be the best player I can be. Lastly, Coach Margetti, who had to deal with the never-ending messages on my behalf, seeing if there was any open gym time. And in some circumstances, even bringing her family over just so I could get shots up. She is always there to support me and has taught me how to become more confident on the basketball court. I appreciate both coaches for their time and guidance, especially during the past 2 years. And for all the other coaches I had the pleasure to come across during my 5 years here, I thank you. I will be proudly representing VC and its community as I embark on my journey down south at Santa Clara. But most of all, I want to thank my parents. Both of my parents have sacrificed a lot of their time to allow me to play basketball. Over the years, they have spent countless hours driving me to games and waiting around after practice. Thank you both for always being there to congratulate me during the wins and comfort me after I lost. Especially, I want to thank my mom. She's the one who encouraged me to start playing basketball when I was young. She has always been my #1 fan, cheering me on from the bleachers. I will never forget her voice embedded in my head and will be missed next year. Without the two of you supporting me and giving me the opportunity to play basketball, I wouldn't be standing here today thanking you from the bottom of my heart. I love you both very much. I also want to give a quick shout out to my little brother who will be attending VC next year. I know undoubtedly that he'll enjoy this next chapter in his life as he reps the last name. Although this year didn't shape up to what we had thought, the memories of being undefeated throughout our years in the city tournament, winning multiple Saints series, dropping 62, and helping bring a medal back to VC during provincials made my time here more than worth it. Lastly, I'd like to thank all my past grade 12s for making these last 5 years a movie.
There you go.
Thank you. Hi, Jacob.
Hello.
Hi, Sandra.
Hello. So on behalf of the VC basketball program, we just wanted to give you something that you'll remember us by. We can't thank you for all the time that you've put into the basketball program at VC, and we're gonna miss you.
And we love you guys.
We love you guys so much.
Fiasco, representing that first and 15. Yeah, and this one right